So as promised, ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 1 of this best of 3. I'm Madals and this is Go for SC2. It's the monthly September finals. 600 euros are on the line. So a decent payout for pretty much everyone here if they do well. Now, spawning in the lower right hand position, we've got the blue Terran playing for E-Stars. It is botvinnik. And his opponent up to the top left, the red Zerg, playing for Samsung. It is Solar. I think SSGK is Samsung Gaming Korea. I want to guess that's what it is, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so a nice little bit of ZVT. I love this matchup. I think it is my favorite matchup. Botvinnik, of course, is a High Masters GM player from EU, whereas the lovely person up to the top left, Solar, he's a Korean player, obviously. And he won the most recent DreamHack. DreamHack Stockholm, he took down Sue, which was just incredible in that finals. I was there. It was so sensationally good. Now, bear in mind that that finals, that was almost pre-decided. Everyone I spoke to, all the interviews I did at DreamHack were just like, Sue's going to win. Sue's going to win DreamHack. Sue's won DreamHack, basically. And then Solar, out of nowhere, like not a single person I spoke to was like, Solar's going to win this DreamHack. Everyone was like, it's going to be Sue. And then, boom, Solar takes it 3-0 like a boss. I'm a big fan of Solar. Solar's amazing. Anyway, CC first coming down here from botvinnik, who's just saying, my opponent is damn good at this game, so let's play things risky. Solar, he's saying, I'm going to open normal. I'm going to go a hatch first. He went into a pool, into a gas, and is now just chilling, doing his normal Zergy stuff, making a lot of drones, mining their minerals, going to be mining a bit of Vespian shortly, getting Zergling speed, maybe some Banelings, Mutalisk strategy, maybe a Baneling bust, maybe a Roach bust, maybe some other stuff. There's lots of stuff you can do as Zerg, and doesn't that just make you so happy? But yeah, checking around. Samsung Galaxy Khan. Oh god, I'm being so dumb, aren't I? Samsung Galaxy Khan. Why am I being so silly today? I much prefer the idea of it being Samsung Gaming Korea. My brain's melted because as soon as I think Samsung now, and I know I'm going to get flamed by a lot of the diehard StarCraft 2 people for this, I think of League of Legends, because Samsung White and Samsung Blue in Worlds, regardless of what everyone says, esports is esports, right? I love all esports games. I think that it's fantastic to support other communities, and elitism within esports doesn't help anybody. And I watch a whole ton of League of Legends Worlds because as a caster, their production value, their performance as casters is just sensationally good. I'd argue above anyone in any other game. They're just so smooth. So watching them cast, people like Rivington III, he's my personal favorite caster probably on the planet. I learn a lot from, so it's good casting and watching them. Anyway, checking around, we've got the factory coming on out now from botvinnik. He's got a bunker up at the front. This is actually a really important addition in case any aggression was coming off that command center first. Meanwhile, Solar, he's just looking quite happy. Note he's pulled the drones out of gas, so he's already starting up with Zergling speed. Nothing too bad there. Just gives him a nice amount of map control in case some pressure is coming through. Going to allow him to deal with the helium pressure that's likely going to be coming off this factory a little bit easier. Where do we got 18 Zerglings coming down? Wow, that is a lot of lings. Solar could actually look to try and get quite aggressive here. Not mining gas though, so there can't be a Baneling follow-up, which is something that initially you might guess at coming because of the large number of Zerglings early. But he doesn't really need Banelings to at least breach into the natural because look, there's just one bunker down. It's only got 2 Marines in it. 18 lings, of which they are speedlings, of course, are going to be very effective just running on by and saying take this down. Because they can stream past, this bunker isn't actually that effective, and these 2 Marines are going to have a rather tough time trying to defend against this. So up comes the Zerglings now. They're just going to go straight for the bunker, actually. Notice the surface, the wraparound Solar going to be able to take that down easy. Nice amounts of damage. Picks off that bunker, takes down a couple of Marines. The SCV kill count is already up to 4. He may be even able to get a couple more. 8 workers already taken down. If he only gets, well, he's got 10 now. That more than pays for the 18 lings alone in terms of the lava without anything even close to the fact that the bunker was taken out, the Marines were taken out, and just the overall fear that botvinnik will now be feeling. Trembling in his boots. I don't know about you guys, but if I see a stream of speedlings running into my base, I panic a bit because if you've not got anything, if you've gone greedy, you don't know what's coming down the back of that. And botvinnik really doesn't. He did scout in earlier, but for all he knows, the gas could have retaken. He could have been looking to go up into some banelings, could have just been pressuring. So botvinnik is now completely on the back foot, being as defensive as possible. Overall, coming and scouting, sees the third CC, so this is a nice little scout for Solar. Immediately, he just gets a good little bit of information about what his opponent is planning, how just economically focused he is going for this. And now this can trigger two responses from Solar. First, he grabs up a very quick fourth base, tries to really drive home his economy, getting into the best position possible. Or he can just try and win the game outright very early on. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised to see... Wow, okay, a couple of Zerglings have got in here. This is really, really nice. A few more SPs getting taken off. Mine drop coming on through. This isn't going to be massively effective. Of course, the spores are coming on down. The Queen going to soak up that first hit. Of course, one Widow Mine does not kill Queen, which is, of course, good news. Spore Caller moving across. That's going to be able to take down the Widow Mine. So, not really any counter damage. A couple of drones were killed. That was all. I'll give you all the satisfaction of... Okay, so that you can't bow the Spore Crawler on top of the mine. It would be awesome if you could, but no. There we go. Suddenly the vision scene, and down goes the Widow Mine. Few Hellions now pushing in for botvinnik towards the third base. The drones lining up a little bit, but good splits coming in after that. Decent number of Queens as well, and with the Speedlings there, at least 3 of these Hellions are going to go down. The fourth one trying to run away, but nope, that's not going to last any longer. Down it goes. So some good pickups coming here from Solar, just playing really, really solid StarCraft, adding in the Baneling Nest, adding in the Lair, as well as the 1-1 melee upgrades for his Zerglings and Banelings. So very normal stuff coming from Solar, who is, without a doubt, a nice way ahead at the moment. It's not as much as the worker supply may scream at you, and that's due to this third orbital command. It allows botvinnik access to 3 mules. 3 mules, simply put, is around 15-ish SCVs worth of income. So if you add those in, it's not that far away. It's still obviously 60 to 70 drones, but you'd be expecting that. Wouldn't be surprised to see this third base get a floating on down sometime soon though, and that's why we've got Solar waiting here with the Zergling and literally bang on the money. Here it comes. Botvinnik going to be floating that through. Solar adding in the Spire, going to be going up into Mutalisks. Normal stuff. Basically going up into Mutalisks with the Zergling Baneling style on the ground is pretty much your standard Zerg versus Terran. The Mutalisks, very versatile in both harassment, picking off medevacs, preventing drops, and just being rather irritating as a whole. Zerglings and Banelings, well, they decimate any kind of infantry in their ways, so this can be very, very effective. In terms of upgrades, Solar's also up in those. He's got about a minute in-game advantage there, just slightly over. So if he continues on with the 2-2, that is actually going to be very, very potent for him. May get a bit distracted though, because botvinnik moving across the map, going for a drop into the main, sending a couple more units out towards the third, but note this. Solar is spreading creep spread beautifully across the map. Going to give him advance warning of this coming. He's also taking a fourth over to the left, so unfortunately for botvinnik, his medevac has been seen. We'll drop out a couple of Marines here, trying to take out that hatchery. The danger is always going to be whether that medevac can survive. A couple of Banelings coming on across. The Queen stays up. Good little transfuse coming in there. Going to keep it alive even longer. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we do have a little nuzzle forward from these 2 medevacs and a couple of Marines, but they're not achieving too much. The medevac and the drop style play isn't going to last much longer either, because there's 7 Mutalisks on their way out, plus Banelings getting some good hits. Solar playing very, very strong at the moment. Behind all of this aggression, we've just got good production coming out from botvinnik. His third base running nicely. His macro is quite solid, racking up a few more Vespian gas canisters than he may want, just getting a good amount through. But if you're going for this Marine Marauder medevac style composition, you're always going to rack up quite a lot of gas early on. So, Mutalisks are just going to be chasing down this medevac. It boosts away, but of course Mutalisks are quicker when the medevac isn't boosting, and it can't boost all the time, despite what it sometimes feels like if you're trying to dodge a drop. Now, because the Mutalisks have been seen, we've got a couple of missile turrets coming on down, just a 1 at the natural for the moment. This is the most exposed base to Mutalisk harassment, just because of all of this dead space around here, so could be somewhere that we see Solar try to push in towards. But for now, he's just adding in the 2-2 upgrades, he's adding in the +1 flyer attack, and he's getting close to maxing out 193 supply. Already up at 84 drones, the 4 bases. does lose a Mutalisk though. That's a little unfortunate for him, getting that picked off. He would ideally like to avoid that. Anyway, good number of Banelings, continuing to morphing, looking to start pushing forward, looking to try and get a nice connection onto these Marines, but botvinnik being cautious, pulling away. He's got a couple of Hellbats at the front as well. They're going to be very, very potent in terms of soaking up the Baneling hits if Solar connects on them. But forward we now go, in come the Banelings. They're going for some good connections very, very early on. botvinnik, he doesn't really have the numbers. He's down to under half the army supply of his opponent, 100 supply down nearly in overall. And, well, Solar, he's pushing forward. He's in a very strong spot. GG is called, and Solar is going to take game number 1 of this best of 3.